Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a happy good morning to you wherever you are. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and today's show is being brought to you by your favorite exclusive Allstate insurance agent, Merlin Hildreth. If it's insurance that you need, call Merlin, 843-0811. You can even call at home, 427-8399. Today's program is going to be a very special program. And as we look at this program, I want you to remember that we must take time out from all of the bad news. And God knows we have had plenty this week of all of the things that are happening to our people. And remember, things are happening. We must pause on the doorsteps of history and take a look at what we have. There are some things in life that we cannot change, and I believe in giving people flowers while they live. And that's what's going to happen here today. I would like to thank Calvin Harmon for doing my show last week. I really appreciated Calvin. Today we have a new Miss Black Oklahoma, who is Courtney Wilson from Oklahoma University. We have a new first runner-up, Rosalind Smith from Frederick, Oklahoma, a student at Oklahoma City University. We have a second runner-up, Kimberly Motley from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And incidentally, Kimberly is the second in hurdles in the United States of America and first in the state of Oklahoma. We have a third runner-up, Shadina Fowler, who represented Forest Park. What a team. Miss Congeniality was Lisa Ward from the Guthrie Job Corps. The most popular young lady in the pageant was Malika Teher from Oklahoma University and represented Spencer. There you have it. Today I shall not comment on Miss Black Oklahoma. The largest number of contestants that we have ever had, the largest crowd that we have ever had, the most diversified crowd in checking. We had people from Arizona, Georgia, Kansas, Missouri, Washington, D.C., New York City, and I could go on and on. I would only like to tell you that if you want to see the pageant, you may see it on Channel 19 on Tuesday, July 13th, on Channel 19. That's cable. That's Tuesday at 6 p.m. You will see the pageant. But I would rather tell you that the 1994 pageant will be held at the Myriad Convention Center on June 25th, 1994. We are planning ahead. So is Dr. A.L. Dial, 934 Northeast 8th Street. The telephone number is 235-0536, and you may call for an appointment. That's Dr. A.L. Dial, your optometrist, 235-0536. Hometown IGA is open for 24 hours, located at 2001 Northeast 23rd Street. You may go in for today's bargains and be sure and check. Check before you buy. And when you check, you will buy at Hometown IGA 2001 Northeast 23rd Street. Today's program is going to be dedicated to a special friend, my neighbor, Darlene Perry McLeod. This is your program. This is your program today. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, Darlene's birthday was June 22nd. And I miss that because of the fact that I was all involved in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. But one thing about time moves on, and it's time now for me to salute Darlene Perry. I call her Darlene McLeod, my next door neighbor. What a neighbor. What a neighbor. Would you like to have a good neighbor? A neighbor that looks after your welfare? Well, I have one, and so goes the people on Woods Drive in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And I know they will join me in saying that Darlene is a good neighbor. Some years ago, we organized the Woods Neighborhood Association Darlene's husband served as treasurer as long as he lived, and when he passed away, Darlene became the undisputed treasurer for the Woods Neighborhood Club, and she is the best treasurer that any group could have. She does the little things that really count, and that's important in life, the little things. So, Darlene, we love you, and this is a way we have of expressing it. Now, Darlene is a very modest person. She doesn't like a lot of publicity. She doesn't like for anybody to talk about the good things she does. She does things quietly. She has been a supporter of the NAACP Youth Council for a long, long time. And when you go by Freedom Center and you see that monument, remember, Darlene Perry McLear was one of the ones that made it possible. Let's talk about Darlene. What can you say other than an outstanding school teacher that did her lessons well, that loved her students? What can you say? Well, I know one thing. She is a good neighbor. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and the people at Edwards Redeemer join me in saluting Darlene Perry McLear. At Edwards Redeemer, located at 1530 Northeast Grand Boulevard, you get the care. It's really a home away from home. The telephone number is 424-2273. I don't want you to call. Rather, I want you to go out there and sit down with Mrs. Brown and the other staff members. That's at Edwards Redeemer, 1530 Northeast Grand Boulevard. I want you to look around. I want you to look at the cleanliness. I want you to notice the nutrition of food that's served. All at Edwards Redeemer, 1530 Northeast Grand Boulevard in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. That's where things really happen. Things really happen because we make them happen. And you certainly can join us in making them happen here. Now, today I want you to call me. My telephone number is 672-1220. And if you don't get me at first, don't give up on me. Call me again. Yes, you may call me at 672-1220. Don't give up on me. Just hang on anyhow. When we think of Darlene Perry, we think of someone that's involved as a real leader. A real leader does not have to be out front, but one in which one can trust, one with vision, one with poise, one with dignity, one that encourages risk, one that doesn't go out bragging about her education, but you can see her education in her life. Darlene understands the simple formula for success and traits that a good person should have. She doesn't brag about what she does. I know wherever she is now, she's saying, I don't know why Clara is doing it. Well, Darlene, there's a part in the Constitution known as freedom of press, and certainly Clara Luper is using it. I really appreciate you, and I want you to call me here at the radio station 672-1220. Clara Luper, hello?
Clara?
Yes?
This is Odette Scobie from Northeast Church.
From the Northeast Church?
Yes, I'd like to join you in the salute to Darlene.
Well, thank you so very kindly. What do you know about Darlene?
Well, I've known Darlene for about 36 years now through the church and other places, and I find her to be a very, very faithful Christian. She's always there to help us out and support us in any way that she can. She serves on the Deaconess Board. She also serves on various committees in the church, like the Black Heritage Committee, the Music Committee. As a matter of fact, she has become sort of an expert or the advisor to the music department. When we have questions, we always go to Darlene.
Questions about music?
About church music, yes. She's considered the expert in our church.
That is just one. And she is a good church member.
She really is. She's always there. She's always smiling, even if she's not feeling well. And she's just, I think, really deserving of the tribute that you're paying to her today. So I'd like to join you in wishing her a belated happy birthday, and hope she's listening in.
Well, if she's not listening in, somebody will tell her about it. And once again, Miss Scobie, you are an educator, and certainly you would know a good person when you saw one.
Yes, she's a good person.
Well, thank you so very kindly for being my very distinguished guest today on the Clara Luper radio show.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, one thing about it, Mrs. Scobie, if Miss Scobie tells me something, I know that's a fact because she, too, is a great educator and a great Christian. Northeast Baptist Church, according to Mrs. Scobie, is supported by my neighbor, Darlene Perry McLeod. One thing about Darlene, she always has something to say to encourage you. I don't care how dark the hour is. She is always reminding me that the wind is not always at our back. The sky is not always blue. Sometimes we crave the things we like and don't know what to do. Sometimes life's an uphill ride with mountains we must climb. At times the river's deep and wide, and crossing takes some time. Darlene said, no one say that life is easy. There are no guarantees. So trust the Lord on calm or stormy seas, she say. The challenges we face today prepare us for tomorrow. The faith takes our fears away, and peace replaces our sorrow. Clara Luper's radio show. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Luper?
I am fine. And who is this?
This is Reverend Youngblood, Northeast Missionary Baptist Church.
Well, I've touched a note today. I'm dedicating my program and saluting one of your members, Darlene.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
And who is this?
This is Clara Luper. I'm saluting Darlene
Yes.
Perry McLeod.
Right.
Do you know her?
I surely do.
Tell me about her.
Oh, she's a wonderful person. I was thinking about the credentials that people have on their resume for our secular jobs, but Sister McLeod's got a resume and credentials for doing work for the Lord. And she's a very committed individual, a person that really has a lot to pass on to young people that'll be really helpful for them in their lives.
That is really saying something. Now, you are her pastor.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Proud to be.
Is she hard to pastor?
No, she isn't. She's a person that really, she's a lot of fun. She really makes my job real easy, and I wish that, everybody had a spirit and personality like Sister McLeod. She's just a really warm person, makes you feel relaxed around her, and she's got a lot of wisdom to pass on, and she gives me a hug every Sunday, whether I do good or do bad, and that's saying a lot.
Does she tell you when you preach is a bad sermon or if you preach one?
Yes, ma'am.
She tells you?
Right.
Well, that's really a friend. That's really a friend and a member.
Right.
I would like for you to encourage many people out in radio land today are just discouraged. And what does it mean to have a member or a friend or someone like Darlene Perry McLeod?
Well, it means a lot, especially in times like this. As we said before, she's got a lot of information and a lot of wisdom to pass on, especially to younger women and men. And speaking by experience, we have spoken with her several times, and we share. She shares the information, with us that help us, in our pastorage. It means a lot to have a friend and to know a person, of her caliber, because it'd be really, really helpful to individuals today in their lives.
Do you believe the fact that she came out of a religious family? Her father was Reverend E.W. Perry.
Right.
Do you think that has a bearing on?
Oh, most definitely. I really believe and I hold true to that a Christian family atmosphere really molds and shapes an individual for, adulthood. And by her experience, and she shared with us on several times, that a lot of experiences that she's encountered because her dad was a pastor and also her brother being in a family of ministers.
Oh, that's right. That's Earl Jennings.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, she shares a lot, and it'd be a lot helpful, to us, and especially my wife. It's encouraging to my wife. She's a young pastor, and she can share a lot of information with her that'll help us down the road.
Well, I would like for you to, first I want to thank you for calling me this morning, especially during this time of day, and taking time out to talk about a member of your church, Darlene. And I would like for you to tell us, what can we do to be like Darlene?
Well, first of all, you have to be a born-again Christian. Yeah, I really commend Darlene McLeod, because she is a Christian and a child of God, and you can't be the way she is unless you've had that personal relationship with Jesus Christ. We give all the glory to God, and by her being a pastor's daughter and a brother pastor in the church, she's been working in the music department of churches. She just a person has to know Jesus Christ first of all, and then they have to be an individual that's willing to listen, and then an individual that really cares about people. She really cares about people, and she don't mind telling you like it is. And I really appreciate that. And you don't have many people like that. Of course, the Bible tells you the truth. You should know the truth, and the truth will make you free. And she don't mind letting you know what the truth is. And that's a special individual. And if a person's going to be like her, person must know Jesus Christ first of all, and then allow Jesus to live in their lives.
Well, thank you so very kindly for calling in on the Clara Luper radio show.
And I tell you what, I want to commend you for doing this of this nature. We need more of this, because you hear so much negative in the world today. It's good to hear that the church gets so much negative publicity, and it's good to hear individuals singling out persons that let you know that the church is the place to be in times like these.
Well, thank you, Reverend Youngblood.
Thank you very much.
This is a Clara Luper radio show, and I have a special for you. I have something very special for you, and I want you to listen to my story, because certainly I feel it. I have a great story. Today is catfish, gumbo, and fried chicken day at Freedom Center. And I want all of you to come up there and buy a catfish dinner, a chicken dinner, or some gumbo. It's just $5. But then I want some of you to bring donations. Let me explain to you why. In 1957, I took 3 young people to the National NACP Convention. And since that day, I am the only advisor in the United States of America that takes a busload of young people each year. The convention will be held this year in Indianapolis, Indiana. And because of you and the support you're going to give us today, I will be able, listen to this, for the 36 consecutive years to take a large number of young people. Now, Mr. NACP is Roy Montgomery. Miss NACP is T.A. Scott. I'm taking the largest number of young people to participate in the Battle of Olympics of the Mind, where they be competing in chemistry, in physics, in drama, in playwriting, and what have you. Now, I need your support. I need your support today, because we've got to raise enough money today to finish paying for our bus. Now, many of you have given us through the years, and God has blessed you. And today I want you to do it. Naturally, we are having a contest between the chicken people, the catfish people, and the gumbo people. And I can tell you one thing. Those catfish people will march off today with the first place. They do it because of you. Many of you out there realize that Clara Luper, Robert Gates, you realize that Rosetta Coleman, you realize that whole team, that whole catfish team. Now, I'm not going to say anything for that chicken team. Those chickens will have to speak for them. Chicken team people will have to speak for themselves. I'll tell you, that's Lady Ruth Hunter, Nancy Davis, and they'll tell you about it. And that gumbo team with Merlin Hildred and Salonia Bennett. But that catfish team will lead out today, because we've got to take our children. Now, there are some advisors in the United States that have had the experience of taking children. They take them one time and then they said, I don't want to fool with children. But let me ask you, if we don't fool with them, who will? and I know you're going to help me. I call upon the churches in Oklahoma City to give us a lift. These young people deserve your support. They worked hard. They have done what no other young people in the United States of America have done. They have built a monument to blacks and whites that have given their life for freedom. They have a freedom wall that they have gone out in this community and asked you, and you have helped them. Now, let them go to Indianapolis, Indiana in style. And I want you to call me. You can send one child. It takes approximately $400 to send a child. And you can just send, suppose now, all of you that are listening will go by Freedom Center and say, I heard Clara Luper, and I would like to contribute something to a child going. Now, it's nothing that you can get satisfaction out of, like helping a child. I remember so well, Mr. Mrs. Diggs, Mr. Bingham, Mr. McFarland, and others. We wouldn't have to worry, but now they are gone. Mr. F.D. Moon is no longer here to help us. Mr. Ira D. Hall, we need your support today. Call me at 672-1220 and tell me you're going to help send a child. Don't wait. Now is the time. The telephone number is 672-1220. Today, I would like for you to buy catfish dinners by the dozens. I would like for you to order. Clara, I want 12 catfish dinners. Let Clara Luper stay ahead. Let her stay ahead. Now, behind her, the gumbo people think they're going to beat me today, but the gumbo people just wrong. The chicken people, I don't know. Well, a chicken is nothing but a bird, but a catfish is a catfish, and those catfish will be out of sight. I do have good news today, and my good news is that Mrs. Gloria Matthews is out of the hospital and feeling fine. Mrs. Gloria Matthews went in for surgery this week and came out smiling. She said, it's in the hands of the Lord. Her pastor, Dr. Mukes, was there by her side. Oh, what a feeling to have your children around you. Chancellor Shardinas, the owner, Mrs. Gloria Matthews, and I should say the owners, Mr. Paul Matthews and Mrs. Gloria Matthews, the owners of Johnson Shardinas Daycare Center, located at 1643 Northeast 50th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Clara Luper, may I help you? Hello?
Hello. How are you doing, Mom? How's everything going this beautiful morning?
Everything is fine.
Good, good. I want to congratulate you on a very beautiful pageant. I mean, there's no way that anyone could have had or could have seen a more exciting and more beautiful pageant than the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. You did an outstanding job with that.
Okay, talk up just a bit.
I say you did an outstanding job with the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. It was one of the most beautiful pageants that I have ever seen. I've participated in a lot of pageants, but that was great. That was outstanding. And I want to congratulate you on an outstanding contestant. Am I breaking up?
No, I'm here. I'm listening. And
yeah, well, I just want to pat you on your back. You know, you always want your flowers. I couldn't see you no flowers this morning, but I want to let the world know that you are outstanding CEO, Chief Executive Officer, and you did an outstanding job. And I know that we all appreciate it. I know the pages enjoyed it and all the staff enjoyed it. You know, so I look forward to next year, and I look forward to seeing what happened with that. That was some super talent.
Oh, it was just wonderful. But then I would like to congratulate you and the rest of the staff because there were 44 people that put it together.
Yeah, well, no, you were the glue to the. You told us where to put the glue. I mean, you put the glue at the places for us to go, but it made a beautiful pageant. I look forward to it coming up on Channel 19.
That would be July 13th at 6 p.m.
Channel 19, July 13th.
Yes.
6 p.m.
Yes.
Well, they really will see. I know it'd be one handsome face on there. I'm not talking about the rest of the escorts, but I know that I was a very handsome person on there. Not being modest, just being honest. But you did a heck of a job. But Mom, you know what time is the NACP convention? And the young lady that won the Miss Black Oklahoma gets an opportunity.
Yes, we will be taking several young ladies. We will be taking the most popular person in the pageant, Malika. We will be taking to participate in the AXO program, Miss Tulsa.
Is that my phone?
Miss Black Tulsa will be dancing in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Uh-oh.
We will also take Miss Ardmore will be going, and we found some talent down in Lawton that we are going to shout about. Ebony Vick and Helena Daniels will be going with us.
Oh,
But
my
Calvin, we
goodness.
need support today. What team are you on? Are you joining your mother's team today, the Catfish team?
Well, I don't know, Mom. I better go on the winning team. You know, you've always you've been winning, but then I'm gonna go on a team that needs a little push. I think that gumbo team can come on up. You know.
Oh, so you're leaving the Catfish people?
Well, I'm gonna leave a little of me over at the gumbo and a little of me over. I'm gonna try to play both sides of the fence. You know, I'm gonna do the white boy.
Well, you can't play both sides.
But Mom, whatever. I want
Okay,
you to
well,
know
let's
that we look
predict
forward
today.
to seeing whatever happens at Freedom Center. Look forward to seeing you up there in a very few minutes. Good luck and way to go. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I needed those compliments.
Well,
I'm telling you,
it's
I want
only
all my
deserving.
flowers while I live.
Well, that's the only way to give them to you, babe.
But when I die, I want some crying. I know one person to cry when I die.
Uh-oh.
I know one.
Well,
I don't know about
one,
nobody
too.
else. I know one that
Well,
will
let's
really
not
cry.
cry. Let's go and do. Don't die. Live forever.
Oh yeah, I sure will live forever, and forever is as
And
so
fuss with
often.
Miss Hunter. Live forever and fuss with Miss Hunter.
I'm not gonna fuss with Mrs. Hunter, and I'm not fussing with you. I'm only telling my
Okay, well, let me
friends,
get
and
off
we'll
the
see.
phone.
Today is a testing day. Let's see if this community really appreciate the NACP Youth Council and the NACP. And I know those that are working at Dennis should certainly be able to answer the question today: is what is the NACP doing? And anybody who doesn't know what the NACP is doing and what the NACP has done
Well,
really needs to see a
They have to come
psychiatrist.
by. They have to come by 2609 Martin Luther King. That's 26 in Martin Luther King Avenue.
Okay,
And, that's near Gates Barbershop.
right.
And then they will have an opportunity to see what they can do, what they should do. So we know. So all you can do is present a good example.
We are presenting an example, and I believe that this community will respond. Now, I've got to sell 100 catfish dinners today.
Oh,
I've
my
got
goodness.
to. I've got to. If not, I'll be defeated by the gumbo people and the chicken people.
Well, don't worry about it. Gumbo is fresh, and the chicken people we clipped a lot of wings, but this coming up. Watch out, catfish.
Catfish. Thank you so very
Catfish.
kindly
See you
for
later.
calling. Gates Barbershop would like to join me today in saluting Mrs. Darlene Perry McLear. Gates Barbershop is the only place in town where you can walk in and get that hair cut and get out in just a matter of minutes. It's located at 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue. Not only is Mr. Gates interested in cutting your hair, he is also interested in the direction that this community is going. He realizes that if we do not make a way for our children, we are headed for a life of crime. We're going to have to make decisions now, according to Mr. Gates. We are going to have to decide whether we are going to support our young people or whether we are going to allow them to grow up like weeds. Thank you, Mr. Gates, and Mr. Gates and Mr. Gamble are all ready for you now. You don't have to call, just go to Gates Barbershop, 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I would like to thank you for calling me, telling me about the training that the young people are getting at Johnson Shardina's Daycare Center, 1643 Northeast 50th Street in Oklahoma City. I know it. Now you know it. If you want your child to get a head start, see to it that your child is enrolled at Johnson Shardina's. This is Clara Luper. Hello.
Hi, Mrs. Luper. This is Haven McLeod in Los Angeles, California.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
Haven in Los Angeles?
Yes, Haven McLeod II calling from Los Angeles, California to speak to you.
Great. Well, I'm happy that you called today because we are saluting my neighbor.
Oh, great. My mother.
Darlene is being saluted, and we've had a wonderful program here.
Yes, ma'am.
One of her church members, Mrs. Scobie, has called. Her pastor has called, and now you're calling from Los Angeles.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Tell me about your mother.
Well, my mother was...
Talk just a little louder because
I'm sorry.
you're in Los Angeles, and I'm in God's beautiful country, Oklahoma.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, my mom is a pretty wonderful person. I love her to death. and that she has gone past 10. That's a blessing. So I'm glad to just be her son, and I'm glad that she's still here, that I could yet even talk to her, which I do very frequently every week. But she was a good mother, and still is a good mother, and a great grandmother, and she's a great disciplinarian, possibly because of her discipline. That's the things that I do today are a direct result of what she did with those crepe myrtle switches and that stern discipline that she gives us all the time, and the direction she gave us in the home, and makes me be able to do the same thing with her grandchildren now, who she even talks to on a daily basis sometimes. But she's a good woman, and I love her very much, and as a witness to her good spirit, that's what I think, in telling us the things that we should do, and not just telling us, she lives what she talks, and that's what I admire about her. And I know she's a nice neighbor and a good person in the neighborhood. She pointed out to me that even some of the little kids have been coming up and giving her birthday wishes for last week when she was turned 80 years old, and giving her cards. And that's a great testimony for teenagers and younger kids that didn't even come under her tutelage in school to come up to her still in the neighborhood, which is a wonderful neighborhood out there where you live. Those kids are fantastic to even just come up and speak with her and tell her happy birthday. And here she is, 80 years old. That's got to be pretty heavy.
Let's talk about you.
Yes, ma'am.
They say that a tree is known by the fruit that tree produces. What are you doing now?
Oh, gee, I'm, first of all, trying to be the best father I can be. And that's a good testimony to both my parents. And in terms of making a living, I'm an administrator in the Long Beach Unified School District now, and I'm involved.
What kind of school district?
Long Beach Unified.
Okay.
I'm assistant principal at Jordan High School there, which is very, very fantastic high school. In fact, we're #1 in the whole state of California in restructuring, which is a curriculum thing that's going on across the nation. And I also have a business that I do, a financial services business. Me and my partner, who incidentally, he's the head of the Bank of America bankruptcy and paralegal department, and his talents along with mine together go to help people with financial situations, especially living trusts. And I'm involved in fraternal activities and civic organizations and school and government-related organizations. And I'm told many, many times by my wife and mother, you need to slow down. But I think I come by it honest, because my mom and my dad were very active in Oklahoma City, and I just have an extension of them, and including, as you know, my grandfather and uncles and all the great things that they used to do. I think I live through them, and I also live for myself, but I also say that when they see me at work, or they see me in the office, or they see me in all these organizations speaking and going all over the place and doing things, and I do instruct at SC, and I instruct at Occidental College, part-time professor there. So they see my parents in me. That's what I like, and I sometimes speak to my students about the emulation of what you are from where you come from. And so in the activities that I do, I guess I do reflect my parents and my family. And I like to say Oklahoma City for sure, because you couldn't come from a better place, for a better background, for better things that are going on out here. And I'm doing a lot of things, but so are a lot of other people. But Oklahoma City in general, and the education and background that we receive from you guys, you too, you're fantastic. I have to give you flowers while you can smell them. You guys should take credit for the great things that you've done to send so many of us out into this great United States and do the things that we do. So, yeah, I'm involved in a lot of things, Miss Luper. And
I wanted you to come home in August. We are having the Freedom Fiesta, which means that we are celebrating the beginning of the city-in movement as one of my speakers. Would you be kind enough to do that?
Yes, ma'am. I would be very, very honored to come and do anything you ask me to do.
Do you think your mother will come out and hear you speak?
Oh, yes, I'm sure she would. She'd probably be excited to hear me speak, because she's never had that opportunity here to see me in another light other than her little boy or her son. And That would be very nice.
Now,
I would come.
You're saying that your mother was a strong disciplinarian. What do you mean by that?
I mean that my mother would do things, again, in her life that we would see what she's talking about, and then she would carry it out, even with those crepe myrtle switches. I remember those.
Those what?
Crepe myrtle switches. You know, off that crepe myrtle tree?
Okay.
She would definitely direct our path in the right way, my sister and I, with those crepe myrtle switches. But the main thing that I think that's good about my mother in terms of the discipline is that she instilled it in me and my sister and the rest of the family, too, in terms of that, whereby we would go out and we knew what was right and wrong, and there was no need for her to have her physical presence in the room or the area. The words would come back to your mind: behave, be gentlemanly, and carry yourself in a proper manner, and you know what's right and wrong, and don't mess up. And I think that's a testimony to all parents today, that if you tell your children and raise them the right way and walk that walk and talk the talk, that you don't always have to be with them for them to do what's right, because they're going to do it. They know that they better do it, let's put it that way, because it's been so instilled in our minds and our hearts to do what's right. So you don't need to always have to be there in physical presence to make a child do what's right. And that's what I strongly remember about my mother, and I've imparted it to my children.
Well, this city is very proud of your mother. We've been swamped with telephone calls this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're really proud of you. Now, to speak directly to your mother. Speak directly to your mother today. I hope she's listening. Not just say, dear Mom, and what you would say to her on the eve of Independence Day.
Yes, ma'am. Mother, I again reiterate that you always must have your flowers while you can smell them, and your accolades and things that need to be said to you in appreciation from your son, your only son. And I love you. I think very highly of you. You are my best friend next to my wife. You're my confidant. You're my guide and my direction. You speak to me through my father, and you keep me on the right track. And I definitely love to talk to you about those Oklahoma football games during the Oklahoma football season to keep me fired up out here in California. And I really love you, and I think that you're fantastic. And in fact, I know you are, and I know a lot of people know you are, and I'm trying to keep from crying here, but you're wonderful. And I know that your neighbors love you, and it's a strong testimony for the kind of woman that you are, that people will call you blessed and know that Darlene is Darlene. That's what I hear a lot from all your friends, and that you really are truly a genuine person, and that's the highest praise that any son can give his mother. I think you're wonderful, and I love you very much, and I hope you're listening.
Thank you so very kindly, and thank you for calling, all right?
Yes, Miss Luper, and I'll see you on the 19th of August.
Well, thank you.
And thank you. Everybody have a good day in Oklahoma City.
We are going to have a good day because we're going to eat catfish, fried chicken, and gumbo. What a day. And I would like to say thanks. Havon? Okay. This is a Clara Luper radio show. You've never heard that before. When in your life have you heard a son that would salute his mother like Darlene Perry McLeod has been saluted today? Thank you so much, Havon. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and today Clara Luper is asking you, and I'm always asking you for something, and some of you complain. You say, Miss Luper, I get tired of you talking. Well, I get tired of you sitting down, not helping our young people, but talking about how bad they are. I'm tired of you not helping. Our young people from Oklahoma City should not have to suffer. We have some real problems here. We are working on a case down in Norman, Oklahoma, a case where a young black man has a yard cutting service, and where a man walked up his superior and said, you're making too much money, and cut him off. We can hardly wait to get down there and see about that case. It's catfish time in Oklahoma. Catfish, gumbo, and chicken. Which shall it be? catfish gumbo. Rosetta Coleman say catfish. Salonia Bennett says gumbo. And Nancy Davis and Letty Ruth Hunter says chicken. We will see who will outrun, and we will conduct a 10-minute survey here. Those of you that are with the catfish today, call me at 672-1220 and say, Clara, I'm with you. Yes, you're with me because you want to see our young people when they get off of that bus in Indianapolis, Indiana, wearing those Oklahoma caps. You would like to see them as they walk on the stage and say, Oklahoma is here. Sure, you will support them. And speaking of support, we would like to thank Elite Repeat, located at 7308 Northwestern in Oklahoma City. They have a big sale on today at Elite Repeat, 7308 Northwestern. I want you to go out there and I want you to look at the things that are half price, 20% off. Go to Elite Repeat today, 7308 Northwestern in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Speaking about an automobile, Crossroad Chrysler, located at 201 Southwest 74th Street, and that's on I-24 and South Walker. Go out if you are planning to buy an automobile. Don't dare buy a car until you go to Crossroad Chrysler. When you get there, you will be greeted by some of the friendliest salespersons in the state of Oklahoma. Mr. Frank L. Rucker Jr. is the owner, and he will help you with your problems. We all have credit problems, but you won't have to worry. Just see Mr. Frank Rucker. You may call him at 631-0303. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and today I speak for catfish. The catfish will be fillets. You don't have to worry about any bones. All you will have to do is to say, I want some catfish. I heard it on the Clara Luper radio show. Hello? Hello?
Yes. Clara Luper?
Yes.
It's Gloria Matthews, and I am on that team with the catfish today, although I may not be working too much.
Oh, that's right.
I am a part of it.
You are on the catfish.
I'm on the catfish dinner today with the beautiful potato salad.
Oh, that potato salad is out of sight. How many pounds of potato salad?
Linda Smallwood made 40 pounds of potato salad.
Oh, well, 40 pounds of potato salad. Oh, wonderful.
Although I won't be able to do much work, but I will be there.
You will be there today.
And I sure will. And Cheryl Fowler's with the chicken. I think she's frying right now about 8 or 10 chickens. So she's on the chicken dinner. She's joining you on that, Miss Hunter.
Cheryl Fowler, frying chicken.
Yes, and Dina Red is with the gumbo people.
Dina would be.
That's all I've been hearing all night about the gumbo, Mama with the gumbo.
The gumbo.
I say when I'm with the catfish.
And you're with the catfish, you know, it's nothing like Gloria Matthews. It's nothing like you. You were so beautiful, and I got so many compliments on you during the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, and the kids just went wild over you.
Oh, yes, well, I just appreciate it, but I was just, we on the catfish dinner with you this time. I usually be on the chicken dinner, but I'm on the catfish.
You with me?
Yes, I am.
Well, you know I'm with you.
And I'll be down to eat sometime this morning at noon.
Okay.
I've called several of my friends that would be coming in giving donations if they don't eat for the children to go to this convention.
Miss Matthews, why do you think it's so important for our young people to be at that NAACP convention?
Because they are the top. When they go, they lead in everything. And they are so good, although everybody can't be a winner, but everyone looks forward to seeing 30 to 40 kids, which no other town have that many children. And everybody just seems to look at Oklahoma City. And it's really encouraging. I've been going for the last 5 years, and I won't be able to go. I might be able to go, but I can't say right now. But I am I am trying to help some of the children, also my grandkids and some other kids to go. And I would hope that everyone listening, especially beauticians, if they don't want a dinner today, I hope that they would come up and give a donation so some kid may be able to go on that bus Thursday night.
Well, I would like to say thanks to you, Mrs. Matthews. I just want to thank you first for Chancellor Shardina's Daycare Center with its Head Start programs. I would like to thank you for the support that you have given to children. And you're so generous until your generosity has extended beyond the boundaries, lines of your family into all of our children. And I want to thank you.
Well, thank you, Miss Luper. And I want to say congratulations to Miss McLeod. I was listening to her son, and it just did something to me. That's why I called. I hadn't planned to call today, but I think that's such a beautiful program, and I've heard every bit of it. And congratulations, happy belated birthday to her.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you, Luper.
thank you so very kindly. Thank you for calling. And speaking of beautiful, Darlene Perry is beautiful. There's no if and and about it. Her personality, she has a dynamic personality. She's warm, she's kind, she's sweet. But today I want Darlene to know how much we love her. Darlene, we love you so much, and may God continue to bless you as you do his great work. I think Martin Luther King put it in a way that we can really understand it. He said that each one of us, each person is a leader. And certainly Darlene is a leader in love, in understanding, in patience, in kindness. And that's what really counts. The telephone number is 672-1220. And I want to hear from my friends. I want to hear from Nancy's friends. I want to hear from Cheryl Fowler's friends. I want to hear from all of you. And we just want you to know that we believe in you. We believe that today you will put us over the top. And when I stand in Indianapolis, Indiana, and as I speak to people from all over this country, I will be able to say, once again, I have brought more children to the convention than any other advisor in the United States of America. What an honor. Most advisors take kids maybe once, twice, 3 or 4 times, and then they just leave them alone and leave the children at home. This is Clara Luper asking the churches, the sororities in this community for help. I'm asking you to help our young people because they will come back and finish the job that they are so committed to. We have a lot of work to do, and we need additional know-how and strength. One of my little delegates looked at me and said, Miss Luper, I'm going to really get to hear Mandela. Yes, he will be one of the speakers at the NAACP National Convention. And those of you that are financially able to help, those of you that appreciate the doors that have been opened by the NAACP, I would like for you to come to Freedom Center. I want you to see the center. I want you to feel the love and the warmth of that center. I know many of you will be eating in restaurants tomorrow. Many of you will become officials at dentists. Remember, the NAACP made it possible. And coming from Hoffman, Oklahoma, there were some things that I didn't like to do. I didn't like to feed the hogs. Because you can feed a hog, and that hog won't even look up to see where the food is coming from. But to feed a dog will show some affection toward you. And I love feeding my goldfish in Lake Clara. I can go out there and I can say, hi, how are you? And those goldfish will come up to the top. What an experience. The NAACP has been feeding people since its beginning in 1909, has knocked down doors, has opened new opportunities, and has made it possible for black people to move in the northwest part of Oklahoma City. And I don't want you to think that you just happened to find an apartment. It took a lot of walking, and I can see Attorney Archibald Hill, Dr. Dial, and others that marched to make it possible. Don't forget. And I don't want any parents to let their children walk into a schoolroom without knowing what NAACP is, what it stands for, and what it has done. Call me. Let me see if you're with me, 672-1220. Now, if you don't call me, if you aren't with me, I want you to pray for me. I want you to pray that God will give you the strength to help a child to go to a national convention. And ask God to give me strength, because it's been a long time. Since 1957, I've taken busloads of young people to national convention. The telephone number is 672-1220. This is Clara Luper. Hello? Don't be ashamed to call. Don't be ashamed to stand up. You say, well, Miss Luper, I don't have but $1. That's good. And there are some of you that are able to send a child. And there are some that's able to buy dinner. This is Clara Luper. Thank you for calling out here. You're very kind, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Marilyn Hildred, once again, would like for you to come out to her office. She'll be closed on the 4th of July. And I know that you need some insurance. Don't be without insurance. You say, Clara, why haven't you talked about the 4th of July? Frederick Douglass said a long time ago that when the Declaration of Independence was written, July 4th, 1776, it did not mean black people, because Thomas Jefferson, who wrote it, was a slave owner. So in place of buying all firecrackers, help the young people to go to the NAACP convention. I want you to celebrate the 4th of July, but I want you to celebrate it big, and I want you to be careful and watch out for yourself. Don't let anybody get you in trouble. And trouble is something that's easy. And one thing about it, you can get in trouble by dealing with the wrong crowd. You got to pick your crowd. Clara Luper, hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Clara?
Yes.
This is one you know, and this is Mary Douglas. And I do have $5 I will give for one kid to go.
Oh, that is just wonderful, Mary. You coming by Freedom Center today?
No, I'm disabled. I can't get around to it.
Oh, Mary.
And I'm right at you.
Okay, Mary Douglas, I want you to call me up to Freedom Center, 424-2384, and give me that address so that somebody can come up.
2114.
What?
2114.
No, don't give it to me on the telephone.
Oh.
Somebody else will come over there. Okay?
All right.
Thank you, Mary, and I know you love me.
I do, Clara. I tear this phone down for you. You and Kelly. I'll be listening.
Well, thank you so very kindly, and I know you love me now because you're giving me my flowers while I live by helping a child. Thank you.
Yes, I'm feeling real bad today, and but I will give $5 for some kid. I wish my granddaughter's gone. She's in the parade this morning. One is 10 downtown.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, darling.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye. Clara Luper. Yes, my friends are giving me my flowers by helping a child. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Miss Luper. This is Dina Red.
Yes.
Well, I'm calling. Now, I'm on the gumbo committee, and I know that's already been announced on the show, but I want my friends to please come and buy our gumbo. Marilyn Hildreth and I are just doing a wonderful job with gumbo. And also, my daughter, Brittany Red, is running for Blow Pop Queen. And all the children out there can buy Blow Pops for 25 cents a piece. We forgot to say that this morning, I think. But if you do buy Blow Pop for a quarter piece, please give the credit to Brittany Red.
Well, I think that's really commendable. And how do you think your gumbo people will rate today?
Oh, we're going to be tops.
You think you're going to beat the chicken people?
We're going to beat the chicken and the fish people, without a doubt.
No, it's the catfish people.
The catfish people, yes. We're going to beat everybody.
Okay,
because, see, the public likes our gumbo.
And the public loves our catfish.
Miss Luper, we're going to win today.
Okay, I'll see. If you beat the day you beat me, Dina Red and Marilyn Hildred, is the day I'll take you to dinner.
Okay, well, we want to go to Sleepy Hollow.
Well, you're going to be asleep when I get you your dinner. Thank you so very kindly for calling. This is a Clara Luper radio show. Throughout the years, I've been a voice for nonviolence. Many of us have stood by and we've seen our people shot down like dogs and stabbed like stabbing anything. Our heart bleeds because of the suffering, because there was once upon a time when we were afraid of the Ku Klux Klan and others that would destroy us. But now we are killing ourselves. And those people that are in the casket business are getting rich because of our own hands. I would like to appeal to those of you that would hurt a brother or a sister. I don't care what the circumstances are. It was written a long time ago, thou shalt not kill. And somewhere it says that he that fights with the sword shall die by the sword. I would appeal to you, put up your weapons. Put up your guns. And I would appeal to the parents. Put up your guns. Don't let our people destroy ourselves. This has been the bloodiest past 30 days in the history of Oklahoma City. Many of the things we have brought on ourselves. And I would appeal to you. With tears in my eyes, I would appeal to you to love your brother. Do good toward those that do evil toward you. Whatever the circumstances may be, don't be a killer. And then we have some people that go around telling false reports. Clean your mouth of filth and gossip. Be kind and considerate. Wait until you get the facts and then move. Whatever you do, don't be a thief. A thief is someone that moves in the night and in the day, stealing things from people. Now, if you want a car, go on to school and work and buy your car. If you want a battery, work. That's the key to the whole thing. And on behalf of Gates Barbershop, on behalf of A.L. Dial, Hometown IGA, Edwards Redeemer, Elite Repeat, Crossroad Chrysler, Johnson's Jardinas, Maryland Hildreth's Allstate, and Calvin wants you to know that the pictures are on exhibit at Freedom Center, and you may come up there and pick yours up today. And on behalf of Studio 75, just remember that we want to see you move ahead. We want to see you live. And now, on behalf of all of us, on behalf of those of us that will be selling catfish, gumbo, and chicken in order that Oklahoma can be represented, we thank you. And I'm thanking you in advance. Because I don't know what the future is going to hold for us. But I know that God holds the future. And if it's His will, for the 37th consecutive year, I will be taking a busload of children to a national convention where they can hear the songs of old and where they can get new strength and a new direction. Clara Luper reporting on KTLV Radio in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And bye-bye. I'll see you and sell you that catfish. Bye-bye.
This is AM 1220, KTLV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City.
Here's an announcement that may concern you. If you're coming out to the studios of KTLV Radio